and better handling. In today's world, the modern cars are the true wonders of engineering. They rely on multiple components and mechanical systems working together to guarantee smooth and safe operation. Many don't understand what suspensions are and what exactly it does. Let's take a closer look together. Your car's suspension system is a protective lattice of shock-absorbing components, such as springs and dampers. Your car's suspension helps ensure that your drive is safe and smooth by absorbing the energy from various road bumps and other impacts. Furthermore, it helps your tires to stay in contact with the road by increasing tire friction. However, while most people know a little bit about their car's functions, like how engine works, how brakes work, and how suspension work, so today, we look into what are the different types of suspension system and their components. Suspension comes with two basic components, such as springs and dampers. Now let's find out how these components works, starting with the springs. Springs act as reservoirs of energy. When the vehicle passes over irregularities of the road, it compresses the spring. This energy is released when spring expands subsequently, and with the help of dampers, the energy is converted into heat, and the spring absorbs the shock and avoids transfer to the vehicle frame. There are three types of springs are used. They are leaf springs or laminated springs, coil springs, and torsion bars. Leaf springs are also known as laminated springs. They are basically steel strips that are mounted over one another. They are also called semi-elliptical springs, as they are bent in that form. However, nowadays they are almost straight. Coil springs can have constant and variable rigidity. Items with constant stiffness have the same diameter on both ends. As for the second type, the diameter of spring and rod vary on different ranges. In the center of both spring types, a rubber bump stop is installed. This detail is required to smoothen fluctuations and prevent springs damage when it is fully compressed. A torsion bar is a metal tube with rods inside. They work on the principle of twisting. It means that before installation, torsion bars are torqued around the axle and then make the force of untwisting. This function is controlled with special levers and shock absorbers, using the bars as an elasticity element. Dampers, commonly known as shock absorbers, protect the chassis from the force caused when a wheel hits a bump and prevents the springs from continuously bouncing. They also push the wheel back to the road surface. A damper is a piston filled with oil that separates the chassis from the wheel. When the car hits a bump, piston pushes into the casing and is slowed by the oil, which flows into another chamber as it's compressed. Knuckle or upright. This is used to connect the wheels to the suspension system. The knuckle arm is positioned at the front wheel of the car. The wheels will be rotate continuously on the spindle shaft that comes from the knuckle arm. It is also connected to the lower arm using a ball joint. The knuckle is having a caster angle and a kingpin on the front wheels, which helps in steering a vehicle in left or right direction. Strut. Strut is main component of suspension system. Strut is basically the combination of spring and damper, which is having two ends, which will be attached to the frame and the wheel. Spring is used to store kinetic energy into potential energy, and damper dissipates the kinetic energy into heat energy. Both these components works together to form a strut assembly. The size of spring used in strut depend upon the load capacity of the vehicle. Anti-sway bars. These are also known as anti-roll bars. Anti-sway bars play a key role in passenger comfort and vehicle stability to